Yeah, welcome back to the newspaper review on High Impact Television, and we're joined by our special guest. He is Prince Adebola Adeniji Adele Jr. Beg your pardon. Good morning and welcome to the newspaper review, sir. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, good morning for having me again here this morning. Thank you.
All right, so let's get straight to it. Let's start with the NLC's planned protest. Now, before this time, the NLC gave the federal government some demand. They stated some demands, one of which is the reversal of the PMS price back to the old price. Now, also, they're talking about salary increase. They also talked about the payment of salary arrears of workers. That's for about 9 months. Now, the major concern is the salary increase, the minimum wage, which they are talking about, which they are stating to be 200,000 naira. Now, before we can even say we want to go on a protest, let's look at their demands. Do you think that these demands are actually visible?
Well, in this country, as I'm here this morning, I think I'm not a small boy, neither a small kid. That we have seen the way the NSC have been dealing with us in this country. I know the times of Bafiahu, I know the times of Oshiomole, and I know the time of series of them who have become the president of NXC. Let me tell you, some of them are just using threats to tell us in this country. We have known that if they call them somewhere, and even the demand was not given, but it has been set to individualism, I think you will not be hearing of this. And I was wondering, are you fighting for yourself or you are fighting for Nigeria? I am not a member of you. I'm not a labor, neither am a worker with you. Why are you disturbing me that go daily money for my daily bread? And you are disturbing me. So what we are saying now is that this country, as bad as it is, not today, it has been bad as it is for a very, very long time. But today, what they are hiding under is the subsidy we are talking about, which the NLC also knows about. They supported, when they are campaigning, they because of that go and join Labour to remove the subsidy. In other words, by doing that, now when they now remove the subsidy, you are down seeing the side coins of it. So, I am saying this without any issue of contradictory, that let Labour face the job of Nigeria. They are civil servants, okay? So their demand means that they want 200,000 and it has not been given.
Yes.
Then the fuel scarcity, which they have been giving license to 20 people to bring fuel by themselves. And I said it here, that very soon now, you see that fuel will come down as ever in this country.
Also, they also stated about the palliative, the rollout of the palliatives, which the federal government are yet.
No, we have condemned that one already.
Yes.
See, that one has been condemned totally. That 88,000 naira is just a pepperish to devalue Nigerians. And we should not fake ourselves for that. That even the money, if you go to the hands of some governors, forget. They will now look at their political elites. They will look at the political followers. They will now look at them and gang up to have the money for them. And I said, the Ashwaju should not give that money. There is a lot of things they can use that money for that it can benefit all Nigerians than only the people they are thinking of. So, they want Labour to look at it in the second highs of it, that look, it is not only you in this country, I'm facing it too. As you are facing it, you are still collecting salary, I'm not collecting salary. So who are you going to tell? Instead of them to give them the advice what they can give that we estimates to all Nigerians. As we said the other time, that GMM, that if they can, I've seen some local government who have been doing it, they have not collected money from that government or from the federal government. Some local governments have, tomorrow they are going to do it. They acquire for foodstuffs. They wanted to sell it at a cheaper rate for citizens in that community. I said, this was grabbed. You know, they have seen us. So they have still, what we said in the television, I said, look at it. They have been registered now. A lot of people have been going there to register to buy as much as they want. So Labour should be very careful.
Okay. Let me come from this perspective.
Okay.
if you say labor of labor, the Nigerian Labour Congress, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, is fighting for their personal pocket.
I say so.
Yes. Let me take you back a little. You are well familiar with in Oshomole's administration as the president and chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress. In fact, his antecedents in labor in times past was one of the things that endeared him to people of Edo State that voted him the governor when they voted him as the governor of the state. If it had not been for labor, don't you think that the suffering of the Nigerian citizen would have been like more than what you are currently experiencing at the moment in Nigeria?
What I'm saying is that we need to be proactive in all things we are doing. We need to be proactive. Let me tell you, if the labor will see that they said they did not wanted to do, they are not calling, they are not making a strike. They wanted to make a rally. But maybe you are aware that they have changed it, that it is not strike again, it is a rally. They wanted
protest.
To do. It's a protest, good. Now, if the NURTW did not join them, you see that they will fail. It is when there's no transport going to various areas, everybody wanted to look for daily bread. Make it be authentic that the labor is there. When the NURTW did not join them, and you are seeing some commercial vehicle working, then you will now see the areas where the labor is not good. So what we are saying now is that labor should look at us and bring us what they can use to alleviate all these problems we are talking about. Bring your suggestion.
That's what they've put to the government. Let me come again. Sorry, Prince. One of the reasons why Labour is taking it very hot or is trying to hold this current administration at the jugular is because the government in its inauguration made the statement, fuel subsidy is gone, without bringing stakeholders like Labour, the Trade Union Congress, the Academic Staff Union of Nigeria, and other civil society organizations of Nigeria to the table to strategize on the tactical way to remove fuel subsidy so that it will not be having the kind of effect it's having on Nigerians currently. But the government made this statement, and as it is now, fuel has gone up more than 2 occasions, from 180 naira to 600 naira. If Labour does not protest to call the attention of the government to the plights that Nigerians are going through, who is going to do it for Nigerians?
See, let me tell you, we should not hang on a finger. Okay? And no matter what happened, it is the way it flies to that make us to be saying this. All of them, Atiku, Obi, and Asiwaju made pronouncement in their campaign.
But would have Atiku removed the fuel subsidy this way?
Wait, I'm coming. That the subsidy we are talking about today, when we get there, it will be removed.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
All of them. But the way they wanted to remove it is the way they did not tell us.
Okay.
Now, Asiwaju said it was not in written of the speech he made that removal of subsidy is not underlined there.
Yes.
He made it when he got to that point that the subsidy has been removed and has been removed forever. Now, because of what he has had, because of what he has seen, and don't forget, if you look at it embodiedly, it was why he now is not up to 60 days, or it's up to 60 days.
It's more than 60 days.
More than 60 days.
It's more than 2 months.
Yeah. Okay? And we are still growing to 4 years. I don't know. Some people have been there for 8 years, and 8 years, and this is just only 2 months. That all the accumulations of what has been the leaflets or left over just come up within 2 months. See, I am not soliciting for the new present government. I am not a lawyer to them. But what I'm saying is that we were on it together. Let us give them a matter of doubt for a few months more to look at it so that we can also come here to tell about that subsidy they removed. There are some people who are using that money for themselves.
Okay, no, nobody is going to go back to the regime of fuel subsidy at the moment. Now, let me take your mind to currently what is happening in Nigerian tertiary institutions. some students used to pay 19,000 naira for school fees, and now from 19,000 naira, it has moved to 190,000 naira by virtue of fuel subsidy. Where are we going?
Affect me too. I have 2 children in the university at the same time.
Okay.
And I did not see any one out of them that got the positions of these admissions in one of the federal universities. You are talking of the federal universities now. I have them in state universities. One is studying law, while one is studying medicine. I'm telling you, we have not heard from them, but I think what you mentioned now is from the Unilag, where they are paying 19,000 to 190,000, 250.
Not just Unilag.
Okay. No, there are some universities that even grow beyond that.
Yes.
There are some universities that have grown from 40,000 to 400,000. Yes. And they now said they are not increasing the fee. They are increasing the accommodations, their utilities, ancillaries. That is what, because we see what is happening in this country. See, if we are going to make this country good, it's going to be between us, all of us, to put hands together on the desk and make this country go. Because the way we behave, I say it here, the way we behave and the attitudinals of individuals is alarming.
But most of the demands that the NLC has made, the federal government has not even done any of it.
See, so I think they have meeting today.
I think they have a reason.
They have meeting today.
Yes.
And we should all speak for them. We are here not to speak for them. They are associations. They are body under federal government. Let them speak out today. There's a meeting for them today. Let's see what's going to be the outcome of their meeting today. Yes.
All right. Let's quickly move on to the new investigator that was appointed by President Tinubu. I was asking my colleague earlier on that what role would the EFCC play now that there's an investigator? Will his authority supersede that of the EFCC, or he will still report back to the EFCC or report directly to the president?
The job of EFCC, as we are combining them together, is different from what you said.
Okay.
Crime.
Financial crime, economic and financial crime.
Investment or whatever. But this one is misappropriations of funds. And we are now saying that it should not be only for the CBN alone.
Okay.
Even the EFCC themselves.
Yes.
NNPCL. Okay? And some other parastatals that's very important. NIMASA. Okay? MPA. Okay, so those are the area we want them to touchlight and see the way it takes. My brother, they have killed this country. Some of Nigerians, we feel Nigerians, they have killed this country.
But sir, don't you think the EFCC have more than enough resources to investigate, to find out whatever has been going on in both NNPCL, CBN, and other parastatals? Don't you think they have more
why I said
resources?
Where I said the EFCC needs to do so is that, you know, the former chairman, Bawa, has been accused by one governor that he requested $1 from me. He requested money
substantial,
from me.
sir.
Okay.
$2 million.
So by doing that, it is also a woman that let somebody also see him, whether he has 40 of his own positions or not. See, Obasanjo meant well by saying that the EFCC and the other agencies should come up concerning the corruptions we have in this country. And we have seen the way it goes. It is the time I enjoy it mostly. It is when Ribadu was there. Okay? Even though I've seen one that was shocked me, collected money from US by all these Yahoo boys, and they collect that money back and return it back to the owner. So that is the beautiful of that job they asked them to do. But now I think he has gone astray, and the way it takes is different.
Okay, within this confine of this, about Bawa and the accusations against him that he requested for $2 million from the former governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawalle. Before the Zamfara State governor accused Bawa, Bauer had already accused and alleged the Zamfara state governor
yes.
of siphoning 70 billion naira. When the new administration came in, and now that Bauer is being tormented or being held by the DSS, the same governor that Bauer accused is working freely. So would you not say it's corruption fighting back?
It depends the way the case goes. I don't know. But I think one of the agency has gone to that Bauer, the former governor you are talking about now, to his house. But that is Nigeria for us.
But speaking of this Bauer that we're talking about, he has not been brought to court. I mean, he's been detained by the DSS. I mean, we're still trying to get Emefiele to face court charges and all that. But Bauer is still in custody. He has not been charged to court, which is what is supposed to be done by the rule.
Well, we read it in the Nigerian constitutions that whosoever has been arrested within 24 hours has to be in court. But I think these people have gone to court, have asked for a permission for them to still be in their custody because of their investigation before they brought him to court. See, all these Nigerian security agencies, we don't need to fight or to solicit for them. Let them do their job and let them be freely do their job. And at the end of the day, if did not do it well, we'll come here to come and discuss it.
Speaking of doing their job, now the DSS brought Emefiele to court, and the court told Emefiele that he could go on bail. And shortly after, he was rearrested. They took another charge to court, and the court threw it out. Now, Emefiele is still in DSS detention. Now, what does that state about the DSS?
Well, what goes round comes round. The way I look at it. And I don't want to dabble in so much on this question you are giving to me. Because when it was tough in this country, when it was hard in this country, when the cashless was so bitter in this country, they told Emefiele, the court said, let this old money still be going on. He refuses. Until when he comes to the realities that the president now talks again, that what the Emefiele brought to him is what he said. And the court now said the money should linger till the December this year. If not, you could have been seeing death on the road. See, they said before you can tell someone, so look at your eyes, and I think I saw some sticks there. You look at your own first and remove it before you tell others. That is what happened to Emefiele. Emefiele disagreed or decided not to obey the court order of the land. That is the punishment that he is having now. So, it's not for him.
So if Emefiele is not obeying the court orders and the DSS is not obeying, two wrongs don't make a right, sir.
I think the DSS has gone to court earlier. Their request for probably what they are now arresting him for, he knows to them. The first one was
legal possession of firearms.
Firearm they met in his house. But now, they know, I've not seen the underlines why this other arrest him again. I don't know. But let's see what is going to come up between this week.
All right. Prince Adele, let me take you to Adamawa State.
Okay.
There's this government warehouse that had food stuff. NEMA warehouse, another government. Hoodlums or people went to ransack the government warehouse. Just like what happened during the COVID-19 period when they ransacked some warehouses having food stuff. However, the deputy governor came on television yesterday to tell us that people didn't go to ransack the warehouse because they were hungry. What's your perspective on that?
Well, I am shocked when I see the caption. And later, I left the captions, I see the real thing of it, which is the pictures. I left these pictures, I now see the videos. You see the 3 stages, I begin to study what is happening there. I see the way people are carrying things. Food from that way.
There's food and the other things.
And that is tell us the way the country, the situations of the country as at now. in COVID-19, those ones that went to loot in Lagos, that the government have put chemical into those foods they wanted to use for plantation. They may not agree with me, and that is the truth. So they kept it there. They want it that are useful for them, they give it to the CDAs all over Lagos State to share it to some people in the community. But now, who give them the information that something is there? If they know, the time they're supposed to have gone there, they've not go there. It is now when somebody inked them. That go to so warehouse, government food is there. It might be the insiders of the government too that tell them, that made them to go there. And they don't know whether that food has been certified or that food is meant for something else, and you begin to eat it and die. So we need to be very careful in these countries. That is the sources of what hunger do to human in life if care is not taken.
All right, quickly before we go, I want to ask a last question. Let's look at this Niger coup and them requesting Russia to intervene for them. What would this mean?
I wanted to reserve my comment on that because that, well, I listened to one man that said something funny there. He said, let the ECOWAS check their home first. All those people that we elected there, that they called their playing under democracy. Because they are in power, they will tell you under their paper of the constitutions that they are going to use 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years per term, and 2 terms, which is 10 years. And when they see that that tenure is getting to expire, you now increase it again to go for another terms. He said they are not trusted. They are, in fact, he began to make mention, and I look at him, I said, look, it could have happened in this country too. Obasanjo won 3 terms. So it means clearly that that place is very sweet for each person that goes there. If not because of the article of his days that make that things not to work. Obasanjo could have been the 3rd term agenda of this. And those governors also could have followed him. So, but as the way I'm looking at it, I think let ECOWAS has given them 7 days. And let's see how the 7 days will expire. And let's see what's going to happen. But the only areas I want us to talk about much is that those military appointments that is going to have been screening today. I'm not so worried. So worried about appointing people into the positions. I'm not. But I am worried by having a competent people. People who are not tribalistic person, say, people who love this country to their hearts, that I will want to put at the aims of affairs of this country. They have been having ministers since 1999. We know how some of them goes to that National Assembly to pardon their budget. Okay? But out of the women they have here, can we have women like late Dura Quilly? Yes, I'm asking them. Because they are now talking of, hey, we use this. They started putting them now at the age of 40, 45, and I see the academic there. I see the BSc, I see the MSc, I see doctorate degree. I see PhD, likewise professor. Among of the 15s now who have submitted their certificate to the National Assembly for screening.
Yes.
And I said, why are they using it? Can we not go inward and emulate China, who are not using the educative to be a minister, who are not using that power of that your positions of the education you have to have an appointment in their place. They are looking for the creative person. Your creativity can put you into that positions. We have seen where they put professor of the aim affairs of INEC as a returning officer that can even call a name. He cannot pronounce a name very correctly. So let's leave education, and I want them to be additional. And one of those governors who has been served for 8 years in his own state.
All right, I really like to take you up on this particular. It's a very interesting one, but we really have to round off today.
Oh,
very sorry
my
about
God.
that. But definitely next time we'll have. It's a very crucial topic that I really like us to really extend and expatiate. But we are running out of time.
Okay, nothing I can do.
All right. Definitely, when the list come out, we would have more ample time. We'll be able to screen each of these.
I am with you. I have
one by one and their agendas. I apologize for that. And this is where we would be rounding off today's edition of the Newspaper Review on High Impact Television. Do join us tomorrow for another thrilling edition. I'm Olumide Shokoya.
And I am Oyin Priye Krumale. Many thanks for watching. Do have yourself a great day ahead.